there, I'm Aditi Chandra and I have a master's in nuclear science and engineering from MIT. I design and build nuclear power plants here in India. Today, I would like to tell you a story. A story which begins billions of years ago, somewhere deep in our universe, where a giant star was about to die. With a bang, the star exploded. In this explosion, an atom was forged. An atom with 92 protons and 92 electrons. This atom floated around in a cloud of cosmic dust for years and years, until it latched on to a hot ball of rock. The ball of rock was Earth. The atom was uranium. This uranium atom, which came to us from a dying star, has the power to save our planet. Because you see, when you split this atom, it releases massive amounts of energy. We need this energy. We need it to light up our homes and charge our cell phones and watch Netflix. Every day our appetite for energy grows. And right now, this energy comes at a grave cost to our planet. It comes from fossil fuels, which are releasing tons of carbon dioxide in our air and have brought us to the brink of a climate crisis. I'm a nuclear engineer and I have a solution. Remember our tiny uranium atom? This much uranium in a nuclear power plant can produce as much energy as 1,000 kilograms of coal. And the carbon emissions? Zero. Wait. Is nuclear energy safe? What if there is another accident like Fukushima? Nuclear energy is very dangerous, very dangerous. I hear you. Nuclear accidents seem very scary and dangerous, but they're very rare and the chances of being harmed by one are ridiculously low. Can you guess how many people died because of radiation in Fukushima? I think at least 50,000. You will be surprised to know that it was actually zero. The radiation dose received by people living around Fukushima was as much as you would get in just one full body CT scan. That's it. In the meantime, how many deaths are being caused due to air pollution from fossil fuels? 7 million every year. All this is okay, but what about nuclear waste? It is going to contaminate the whole environment. You make a very good point. But do you remember? Nuclear power plants use a very small amount of fuel, so they produce a very small amount of waste. All the waste ever produced by all the nuclear power plants in the world would fit in just one football field. And we store this waste very carefully so that it does not contaminate the environment. On the other hand, the toxic byproducts of fossil fuels are being pumped into the air that we breathe. And there is no plan for the safe disposal of millions of solar panels once they reach the end of their life in 20-25 years. And these contain toxic elements like lead and cadmium.
I agree that fossil fuels are bad, but why can't we just use renewables? Why can't we just use solar panels and windmills to power the whole world?
We cannot power the whole world with renewables because renewables have a lot of limitations. For example, solar cannot produce energy at night, and sometimes there just isn't any wind to power our windmills. To make renewables work 24/7, we would have to build lots and lots of huge batteries to store their energy efficiently. Unfortunately, we just don't have the technology for that right now. And do you know what these seemingly perfect sources of energy do to the environment that we are trying to protect? Let me give you an example. During the construction of wind farms in Scotland, more than 3 million trees were cut down. Over 600 acres of forest. Are you really okay with that scale of deforestation?
I see. But solar is different, right? We can build solar panels in deserts and there's no wildlife in deserts, right?
Actually, that's not true. Contrary to what we believe, Deserts are rich in biodiversity. The Sahara Desert, one of the often talked about candidates for large-scale solar farms, has over 500 species of plants, 70 species of mammals, 90 species of birds, and more than 100 species of reptiles. Have you given a thought to what happens to all of them if we build solar farms?
But nuclear can harm the wildlife too, right? What if it creates mutated monsters?
Mutated monsters? I think you've been watching too many superhero movies. Take a look at this. These images are not from a national park or wildlife sanctuary. They are from the Chernobyl site. Wildlife is thriving there now that humans have left. I know what you're thinking. Chernobyl? That's the worst nuclear accident in history. Probably the worst that could ever happen. But the actual health impacts of this are much lower than what you see in movies. You should read the landmark report published by the United Nations and WHO. I think you might be surprised. Nuclear energy is clean, it is safe, and it is essential for removing fossil fuels as soon as possible. So don't be afraid of that tiny uranium atom. How will our story end? Will climate change be the end of life as we know it? Or will that tiny yet powerful uranium atom, which came to us from a dying star, save our planet? You decide.